Hey there. So I wanted to follow up with you regarding the annuity options for you. So, as I said in the presentation and in our discussion, the government actually allows you a tax free pathway to take funds out of your 401k and transfer it into a less risky instrument because your 401k is attached to the stock market, right? And so you get to enjoy the highs of the stock market, but you also have to be subjected to the potential lows and can lose money. A lot of folks at around 65 are like, well, I can't recover from the losses. I don't have enough time. I don't want to have my money subjected to the losses. So they decide to move them over into an annuity. The annuities I provide can't lose any money. They can only make money. Now, the trade-off is annuities can't go up as high as what you might enjoy with the stock market ride. You don't get to enjoy the highest highs, but the trade-off is you don't have any lows. So you have a $0 floor. So what kind of annuities are there? What are we looking at? Well, the first type is basically like a beefed up a CD, like you might get at the bank, except with more interest. So you use a 2 year to a 7 year choice is what most people use. And then at the end of that period, you cash it out and keep the interest that you made and say thank you very much, or you can choose to not take the interest out and just roll that over into another annuity, and then you don't have to pay income tax on the profits that you've made. You can just keep doing that until you don't want to do it anymore. Some people will split it up. Some people will put some money in a shorter term annuity like a 2 year, and some will put the rest in a longer term, like a 5 year. So they know in 2 years they got another bunch of money coming in, and they can make another decision. But they get more interest in the 5, and so they let at least part of that hang out there. So you can do like a laddered approach where you split it like that. The other type of annuity that's popular is annuity to create a pension for yourself. So those that have more money, they will take a larger sum and put it into an annuity in part to eventually have a monthly payment come out of it. So it works like number one. It's got a time period on it so that it can continue to enjoy interest rate growth. But it also has an instrument inside it that it's like a spigot, and you get to say when you want that spigot to be turned on. It can be turned on immediately. Some people say, nah, I'm not going to need the money immediately. I'm going to need it starting in about 5 years from now. So I want the spigot to get turned on to give me money on a monthly basis at that point. So that's another way people use annuities, is as a pension for themselves. And lastly, a very popular way people use annuities is for long-term care. There are specific annuities that are just for long-term care. I'm one of the only people in the whole state that specializes in that, or in the whole region, really. It's a very finite group of people who know about these and know how to use them, but they're wonderful instruments. How it works is this. You take a lump sum of money, like let's say $50,000, put it in the annuity for long-term care, and then depending on the product you chose and qualified for, it will double or triple that 50,000 upon impact. So you either get an immediate access to $100,000 or $150,000 for the use of long-term care right away. How do you get the money out? Well, if you can no longer perform 2 of the 6 activities of daily living, then that satisfies the requirement, and then you can make the claim with the annuity carrier, and I can help. It's real easy. And then you start receiving a large chunk of funds every month to pay for either nursing home care or in-home care, whatever you have decided is going to be your long-term care solution. And that can change. You can change that. So it's a wonderful way to leverage funds. Some people have an extra chunk of money. That's in an IRA or something. They don't need necessarily that chunk. It'd be better for them to leverage it to get double or triple its value to fill this hole needed for long-term care. Because unfortunately, the government does not provide for long-term care, except for those people who qualify for Medicaid, and most people don't. That's an income and asset based program, and most people don't qualify for it. So those are the three basic types of annuities. What happens next is I find out which of these that you are interested in, and then I also collect some financial information, because the government makes sure that I'm not trying to give you more annuity than you can afford, or than is best for you. Only a certain percentage of your overall picture should be put in annuity. So I have to find out what that picture is. So I ask you some questions or get you to fill out a form regarding your financials, one of the two. And once I have that picture, then I make and know what your wants and needs are, then I make my proposal. We could do that like this via Zoom, or you can come into my office and I can do it in person. So that's what's up with annuities. I strongly recommend you take advantage of the opportunity right now where the rates are about as high as they've ever been, and take some of those dormant funds or funds that are subjected to the stock market and reposition them into a better situation. Reach out to me with questions. Otherwise, let's schedule an appointment and get things started for you. Thanks.